Fasten your seat belts. You have arrived at Gay Talk Live.
Hey, it's Hump Day. Wednesday is Hump Day. For those of you who aren't familiar with the terminology, Hump Day. It's the middle of the week. It's all downhill from here, folks. Wednesday, January 28, 2009. It's 9:02 on the West Coast. It makes it about 12:02 p.m. on the people in the room here that I happen to see in my mind. These are actually people that are in the text chat room. Yes, we do have a text chat, a live text chat during the show. We have an anonymous caller here. 11111. You're on the line. Who are we speaking with?
It's Harry Palms. What's up, Butt Pirates?
Oh, Harry. Bye-bye, Harry.
I knew that was coming.
I've had him blocked for days.
Like I said, a lot of the politics and conservative trolls get a lot of trolls all the time, so I'm developing a sixth sense of when they come. And that totally set it off.
We have one word in the South for somebody like that, and I don't know if I can say it or not. Well, I will. I'll say it. Freaks. Just kidding. We do say that. Yeah, we do. I had to block him like a while back. It was so offensive. You know what he was saying. It was like, I don't want to hear you. You're so negative. Okay. So I blocked him.
Yeah, you know, those people that I feel sorry for people like that feel they need to strike out at others for their own personal biases. That's kind of a sad statement.
Well, you know, he might not even be homophobic. He might just be a jerk.
Or he might be in the closet and be scared.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people always seem to attack that they're the most afraid of. And if you're afraid, there's a reason for that. Why are you afraid? Maybe you're in a candle, in the closet, with a candle half lit. It's burned down to the nub almost because you've been there so long. Maybe if you open the door, moths will fly out and you decide to step a toe out. I don't know. I find that being most true, though. Most people that attack the GLBT population or what have you, they are actually closet cases. And as sad as that is, it causes a lot of problems. Not just for them, but for everybody they come in contact with until they come out of denial. So,
yep, that's very true.
That's my spin on it anyway.
Well, yeah, and I've seen it. Me too. I've seen it over and over again.
I know, and then they shout, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight, when you know they're not, but you have to kind of support them, and they get ugly. Really, really ugly. And most of the gay bashers are not straight themselves. Seriously.
Yeah, I believe that. It's funny how I don't know, there's not any one answer to it. You can't put everything in a nice little neat box. We're all individuals and we all have our own reasons for doing the things we're doing.
I just thought it was interesting that I, get the energy that my gaydar is not broke, so I get the energy. I know when somebody's not straight, even if they're hiding it or masking it. And it's really, really interesting how hateful they can be because they don't want to be who they are. That's really, really sad.
I don't think I have a gaydar because I'm very sure I've met gay people, but I've never had something go off in my head, oh wow, unless it's they're all done up in the really hot pink Mardi Gras type outfits. I mean, if they're making it obvious, then it's oh okay, but I can't detect it if they're not showing it off.
I feel their energy. That's how I do it. It's through energy.
Yeah,
they can look like the straightest person in the world. And I mean, I know those are stereotypes, but it's kind of like me. If you look at my picture, you would know. Never ever think it. So, it's just energy. Everybody gives off energy and has a certain energy signature.
Yeah, you got that extra sense.
Mm-hmm.
you got that extra sense with you going. And I've heard that even with the astrologists, that people that are, do astrology, and that they can look at an astrological chart of someone, and it tells them if they're gay or not on the astrological chart.
That's right. I have a friend that's an astrologer, Richard Weber, as a matter of fact, and he's very good. He was on my show. I had him on my show before, I think right after Christmas, somewhere in there. And, yeah, he can tell. You can go in and you can look at some stuff and the alignments, and it'll tell you. Interesting. Also, numerology chart on somebody, that sort of thing. It'll point to it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's all very interesting.
Yeah, it really is. My brother's a straight guy, but he is so secure in his sexuality. It's never been an issue. It never has. Since we were kids, it was never an issue. And that's the way I look at it. People that are secure in their sexuality don't have an issue with it.
That's very true. That's very true. My brother was this woman that he went to high school with, and she's been chasing him for 30 years, and he still won't get married. It's too funny. That woman's been chasing me for 30 years. He said this at Christmas. He was so upset. And I said, why are you upset? And because she won't leave me alone. I'm not getting married. And he tries to blame it on my sister because he said that, she's divorced and I've been divorced, and and then, of course, I had to be, truthful and honest with myself about myself. So then that got my brother out. He's like, I'm never getting married. I told him, I said, don't blame me and our sister for what you don't take responsibility for. You have to take personal responsibility for what you're doing, and it has nothing to do with us or how we lived our lives. So then he didn't say it again. Bad boy. I'm serious. I'm glad he can't hear this. He would probably try and kick my butt. I'm serious.
Well, it sounds like it's time to make another sound clip.
Where's the whip, Tom? Oh, my God. Oh, man.
Oh, no, my dog's going
I just got what that's going to be like blackmail. All right, that's it. Dang it, I'm hanging up before I get in any more trouble.
Oh, come on.
I was going to say, I think it's in Jules' best interest to, not talk on the air, because Tom will clip everything she says into really inappropriate things.
I know. He's, obsessed with, clipping things. Ooh, it's like coupons to him. It's like, ooh.
Right? Yeah, it is. It's better than coupons. Oh, we got another caller on the line. Let's see who this is. This one isn't anonymous. Let's see who this is here. 941, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, who are we speaking with?
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
It's all right. Hey, I got a question for you. I'm not homophobic, this, that, and the other, but a question that comes up a lot that you hear about, when you're talking with your buddies and your friends and whatnot, is if it was so acceptable to, be gay and whatnot, if just, for instance, say, a lot of gay people went to, Mexico, and that's where they decided to be. Well, if a guy's with a guy, can't have a kid. If a girl's with a girl, you still can't have a kid. How is your population gonna, continue if you guys were living that way?
Because there's lesbians there.
Right, but lesbians with a lesbian is not going to have a kid. You need a man for that.
We share with our gay friends, with our gay males. So.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Whatever.
Then that means you're not being truthful and faithful to the one that you're with.
We are being truthful, faithful. Understand?
How is that?
Forward an article.
It's called surrogacy.
Well, yeah, but that's modern medicine.
And people
that's not the way God intended it.
So don't start. Minister to, want to hear it? That's hate speech. Stop it now.
No, I'm asking a question.
Stop.
I got nothing against. I'm just telling you.
It is hate. It is hate speech. Stop it. Stop it
That's
now.
That's not hate speech.
You didn't call for a good intention. You be mean.
No, I didn't.
That's
I
not
just got
godly.
done telling you. That's not
It
hate
is not
speech.
godly.
It's not. I'm asking
That
you
is
a
hate
question.
speech. It is hate speech when you call an agenda like that, and you know it.
It's a talk show. You're talking about it, so I'm wanting to discuss it with you. And you can't tell me that God said, well, I'm going to put doctors on the earth. What's that?
You have a mind. You know why you call. I know your agenda. Hang up. And a discussion.
That you didn't answer the question.
You didn't ask one that was worthy of an answer.
You're wrong. I mean, you can't intelligently talk to me about that and give me a good reason why, because you're
I intelligently did
truth.
talk to you about that. I'm not afraid of anything.
You're dodging the question.
I think that you're afraid.
I'm afraid of what? I'm asking a question.
Okay, you already have the answer. You already had that in your mind. You had your own answer made up in your mind before you called.
You never even gave me an answer to consider.
You already have an answer to consider, your own. You didn't call for an answer. You called to preach.
No, I called to get your side of the story.
Nope. Because we're not willing to talk anymore. It's negative, and I don't want to hear it.
Because you're wrong, and you can't even back it up. That's ridiculous.
No, because you're wrong, and you're judging. Judge not lest you be judged. There you go.
That's right. And you know what, their caller, I'm sorry I had to mute you, but Julie is exactly right. You called here to stir the pot. You did not call here to ask a discussion question where we can talk about things, because you're, like she said, you have already made up your mind. It's your first off, your question is
what he did.
Yeah, your question was absurd. You know, the homosexual community will continue to exist as it has throughout all time, and will continue to be created by the heterosexual population as it has throughout all time. That's reality, and that's fact. So your little fictional world of putting us in one continent of the United States and how is an absurd question. It's an absurd comparison, and it's just ridiculous, because that's not reality. That's not the real world that we live in, and your biases and bigots will not change that.
I'm not entirely sure what the question was. If he was asking...
Know how we procreate without a man, or how we procreate without a woman, and answer to him, but still, you know, he's being hateful.
Well, you know, I mean, I suppose if he were a kid, that'd be a legitimate question, but homosexuals in general do not procreate. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. They're born of straight people.
You know, and there's you know, artificial insemination, that thing, I mean, and that is not cheating on your partner, and that's what he was trying to make a point of. But no, it's not. Straight people do it today. So that's not even in there, question-wise. That was just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So there's agencies and clinics.
Yeah, and it's not even about who you sleep with, but
who they adopt.
About that.
Can't forget that.
You know, that's what he was making it about. So that's not even what it's about. It goes so much further than that. It's not even about.
And the reality is that we are here. We are here. We are gaining in numbers. You know, more of us are coming out, and more people are realizing that there's more of us than they thought there was. It's growing and growing and growing, and it's why do we have to procreate ourselves? The heterosexuals are doing just fine. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people that would like to adopt. A lot of people that would like to adopt. And I think it's sad that in places we can't do that, because babies need homes. But we have that right. Not in all places. So that's just another thing, you know, that has to be straightened out sooner or later. But it's the mindset that he had, and what I want to say. And there's another word for it, but I'm not even going to go into that. But the type of mindset that he has is what keeps us down. You know, there's a lot of people that have that mindset. It's really sad. They can't see us as light beings just like they are and as human beings. They can't see us as anything but, what they see us as. And they're trained, hatred is taught from birth. So somebody keeps on teaching that hatred. Not just us, but for everyone. We'll hate them because or hate them because they're Jewish, or hate them because they're Protestant, them because this is their color and it's not your color. Do you know what I mean? It's taught at birth, from birth on up. And then what do you have on your hands? A lot of kids that hate a lot of things, and they don't even know why. Except for that mom and dad, whomever taught them that you should hate that, or dislike it, or not go near it. Just so sad.
Yep, it really does.
Wow.
People are too judgmental and are too quick. Even if it's the weird part is that they're taught this, and somehow in their own mind they think they're justified with these thoughts.
I know. The sad part. It is.
That is sad. It is
I
sad.
can't say that it doesn't hurt. Every time I hear something like this, it does hurt. And even as soft as I am, you heard that, I can get in there if I need to. But the thing is that oh no. I'm still shaking my head. I'm here shaking my head. It never ceases to amaze me how much hate is really out there. How judgmental people really are. It's sad, just so sad. It really is.
Yeah, because the people like that divide the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got tears in my eyes, and that's sad, too. I mean, I hate that. I really do. And not really so much for myself, but for everyone that has to deal with that. And then I feel sorry for the ones that are, because you know what? Like I said, it's trained from birth to hate. Hi, White Dove. You train from birth to hate, and that is very sad. I mean, what are they going to be hating tomorrow, Tom? I'm really worried about that kind of thing. Who are they going to hate tomorrow? What agenda are they going to have tomorrow?
Or how far is their hate going to go?
See, exactly. Yeah. And we've seen that stuff here, in Mississippi. Oh, Lord. That here, I guess. But, wow. My mind is blown. It's kind of like, we were in that channeling earlier. It's kind of like when the person called, it was me, but it wasn't. I was pushed back, and it's kind of like Spirit just said, whew. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but definitely that's exactly what happened. That was strange. And when I came back into myself, of course, it was a bit disturbing. But
well,
I didn't
people
be that warrior.
Yeah, and I hope I muted him quickly enough. I hope he didn't get you too agitated. I was trying to give him a little space to see if he was going to kind of budge, but it was obvious he wasn't going to budge an inch.
I knew already. The moment that I heard voice, I knew.
I mean, he's entitled to his opinion and whatnot.
He is, but not entitled to, kind of go in and try and kill other people emotionally, spiritually, whatever, and that's what he was doing. He's trying to use the Word of God and hide behind God with his hatred. Well, the thing is that you can hide behind God all you want, but don't do it because you're hiding hatred. If you do, that'll get you. You see? That's my point of view. You cannot use hatred and God in the same sentence. Can't. It doesn't work right. And that's what he was doing.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to their own view, Jeff, but, there's a reason this show is called Gay Talk. And that's because it's a safe space for the LGBT community. This is not a place for people to come in and trash us.
I'm not criticizing you. I'm not criticizing you at all. I mean, this is your show. You run it how you want, and you decided when he needed to shut up, and you muted him.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
I am glad, too. I didn't think that would rise up.
I kind of wish I got the chance to talk to him, but, but whatever. He's gone.
Jab, you probably would have tore him. What it was really, and I think the reason why my voice came out is because, he was part of the religious right, and I'm a minister. It was very funny that came right when I came on the air. So no, he was using, hate to try and make a point, and that doesn't work. It's never any society that I've ever known of in the history of this world. It's never worked. Eventually, that society will fall. You can't have hatred, negative around you constantly because you won't survive. That's just the way it is.
That's so true. It's not the gays that have caused the downfall of societies in our history. It's the hatred, the bias, the bigotry, and all the negative stuff that's come out of those societies. If that wasn't there, which we just witnessed, if that kind of stuff wasn't around, the societies would be peaceful. The world would live in peaceful bliss, and that's what happens. We got to have the hateful side, the negative side, that's the downfall, the true downfall of the humankind.
There wasn't anything wrong with his question until he got up to the last part, which was just absurd. Because he should know. He should know. Damn it! Now I really wish I had to talk to him, but no.
Oh man.
Well, I didn't jot down his number. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was baiting. That's the only reason he called. He was baiting.
Well, if he does call back in, let me talk to him. Which he probably will now.
The religious mind that I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it. That's exactly what he came on with. He had an agenda, like I said, and he didn't get very far with it. He tried.
Well, he got to put out his
and
2
hateful
cents.
things never. Yep. Well, that was more 5 cents because of inflation. I'm serious. Anyway, to go recenter and regroup, so I'm hanging up. I'll stay in the chat room, but I do have to recenter and regroup because I just blew my whole day.
Well, I'm sorry, Jewel, but
that's
thank
fine.
you.
No, I'm still human too. I'm spiritual world also, but I'm still human. I mean, there are things, I'll have to stand up for, and today was one of those days. So, as soft-spoken as I am, I still know why he came, and I still know. Obviously, everything happens for a reason, so there was no mistake about why I'm on at that particular time. And I think that, to stand up for it. So that's why I spoke. I wasn't even sure that I was going to, and all of a sudden, boom, there it was. So, there you go.
Well, thank you, Jewel.
You're welcome. I do it, everybody. Hate is hate no matter what it's packaged in. No matter what it's packaged in. No matter who's spewing it, it's still hate. It's still hate. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go to the chat room, and I'll be centering. But I love you guys. Okay? And I'll be here. If you back in, then Jab, you get him. Did you hear me?
No, I think you broke up.
You kind of broke up.
I'm sorry.
Kind of like me.
I said Jab. He called, and then you get him because I'm done. I'm so done.
Okay.
I'm done. So
I appreciate that.
I do too, actually. Anyway, I'm going to the chat room now.
Okay, Jewel. That's right. Like Dove says, Eileen says, don't let anyone ruin your day. That's the way I look at it because, that guy he thinks he called in and he thinks he made a point and he's all puffy chest and proud of himself. But what he doesn't realize is, he made a point. And sure, maybe to some people that are as small-minded as he obviously is, he might have made a point. But to those of us who are a little more enlightened, he made a point also, but not the point he thinks he made.
Well, he made the point that he doesn't understand that gays come from straight people. I mean, if I mean, supposing he executed this fantasy and there was a place with only gay people in it, yes, I'm pretty sure, the population would go down rather fast, but that's not how it works. Gays occur naturally in every population.
Exactly. That's why it was his argument. It was kind of absurd. It's that we're here. Hello, how did we get here? Well, not by our own creation. Again, thank you very much to the heterosexual community. We are a natural occurrence in nature. Period. They come up with these ridiculous arguments. I just don't know. Let's see. I did have some news today, and I did have another audio clip I wanted to play. That because of time, I'm going to skip now. I might carry it over to tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
You don't want to extend the show any here?
Oh, I could extend the show. Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. I'll just extend the show and carry it, because some of this news I carried from yesterday already. Da, 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 da. So then that's what I'll do then. I'll throw this sound clip in here. But I thought Wendy was going to call. I was hesitating on throwing the sound clip in because I think she said she's going to call and throw in her 5 cents. So I didn't want to throw the 15-minute sound clip on if Wendy's getting ready to call. This is, it's related to what I talked about yesterday with the Hindu holy book, talking about the third sex. And Charn called in and talked about, how he spoke on a show he did with me. I think it was in November.
Is that a reference to hermaphrodites or intersex?
Well, no. Well, I guess it's a reference to what the American Indians called the Berdache, the Berdache. And we got Wendy on the line here. Let me bring her in here. Okay, Wendy, you're on the line.
Hey, sweetie, did you already stop talking about it? Because I don't want to continue it if you already stopped talking about it.
No, we can still the gay basher. Go ahead.
You know what kills me is these, and I know he was that guest that probably came in here and left. You can read exactly what your show is going to be about right on your page.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So why would he call and ask? And he called purely to stir up trouble. That was the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are just full of hate. It just drives me insane every time somebody does that. It just drives me insane. And it wasn't an opinion. It was just purely to stir up hate in this room and on your show.
Yeah, but, we're kind of doing him a service by harping on about him so much that we're getting off, our routines. So if we keep talking about him, he wins. So we should just move on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think he wins. But
oh no, he already lost big time.
He lost.
Yeah, he lost the minute he opened his mouth. Right, exactly. Amen. And not only that, poor Joel. Because she's centering now, but no. I hate these people that come to different shows and they can read exactly what the show is about, and then they call totally off topic purely to stir up trouble.
Uh-huh.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. It drives me insane.
Oh, we do have another caller here. I don't know who it is, so let's see what this is from area code 314.
Hello, my name
314, you're on the air.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
My name's Jeff. I'm in the St. Louis area. I was wondering, how do you guys feel about the guy that put up that Google map with the supporters of Prop 8? With all the addresses and stuff.
I think that's really, really horrible. Basically, he just mapped out, targets for people to attack, and nobody should be attacked because of their political views, at least not here.
Yeah, because that's not helping anyone's cause. If anything, it's driving people from it.
It's an intimidation tactic. I mean,
yeah. But I was just wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, Tom and Wendy, do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, 8maps.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's I actually that information is freely available on the internet already, even without the map.
Yeah.
I just think that if someone ends up, ends up assaulted or maybe even murdered because they have it easier to get to them, that will seriously damage what you guys are trying to do.
Well, I guess if they could link that to the website and prove it, I have a hard time thinking that, they could do that.
It's just like with the troll who called in earlier. It's about intent. I mean, this guy's not putting up these people's names and numbers so you can go and give them flowers. They put them up there so you can harass them for how they voted on Prop 8. I mean, it's malice of forethought.
Yeah, like the public information that he mentioned is public record. Yeah, but it's how you use that information that makes it different.
Yeah, I don't know. Jab, to say that was with malice and intent, then you must be saying also that the state treasurer's office or whoever it is that published the information for public view and the law that states that information is public information, they must also be doing so with malice.
Well, when I checked the website,
not necessarily.
Now, when I checked when I first saw the website, I didn't see contact information for the person that put up the website. So the guy can apparently put the information up, but he's not brave enough to receive comments about it.
Well, anyone can get that information anyway.
I'm sure if you do a who is on the domain name, you'll see who owns it.
I actually tried that, and it was blank at the time I did it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was actually speaking of the names of the people that are on the map, that you can get that information anyway.
Anyone can get that information.
Yeah, that's public information. You can get that information anyway.
So would it be okay for me to put the names of the people who does not support Prop 8 on a map like that, even though the name is out there already?
I guess that would be your choice.
I don't see why not.
Right? Yeah, that would be your choice if you wanted to do that.
I'm not saying I would or anything.
For people to find them and hurt them, using that map. Like I said, the people who did this, had ill intent for the people whose list they were compounding. Yes, they could be found otherwise, but this was the reason he did this was to make it much easier. And I think it was bad.
Well, thanks for taking my call, guys. I just wanted your guys' opinion on that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Have a great day.